Hello, fellow humans. My name is Dorothy Laxton, and this is Fostering Untethered Communication and Knowledge, an adventure in stimulating objective, critical thought, shining the spotlight through individual spectacles, putting it once again on the bigger picture and our parts in it. Searching for life beyond the lifestyles we North American urban dwellers have to choose to chase, encouraging all to participate in positive change. A year ago, I had just started my first public art exhibition and was asked to and booked my second public art exhibition and aptly named it, or ironically named it, The Dawn of the Apocalypse. I think the biggest thing that we have to face collectively is the fact that our civilization is beyond in decline. It's broken. And we keep hanging on to it anyway. We can't do that. It's going to end, whether we end it or it collapses. There are a lot of things we have to get over, and it's not easy. That doesn't mean there can't still be hope and joy in life. We just have to accept some struggling. It's got a lot of catching up to do, because we've been avoiding, creating band-aids and more carnage trying to fix things than anything. So yesterday I had made a recording for one purpose, and it turned into some insights that I'm going to try and review here now. Our biggest problem is the fact that we see ourselves as separate from everything. And we also are arrogant and seem to think we do somehow or can know everything, or what we think we know is right. The story of the Garden of Eden, for decades, has made so much sense to me in terms of that, in terms of it being an analogy for humanity stepping out of the garden, literally, deciding that we were better than it, that we were superior to it, that we lorded over it, when really we were created to be servants of it. And this is where I get to the idea that I came to yesterday that I want to vocalize. We have a culture where everybody wants to be the master, when in truth, every single one of us, leaders, whatever, we're all servants who don't want to serve. And that is the biggest problem that I think that Western civilization has run into, especially today, is this notion that we can all be masters rather than servants, when ultimately, at the end of the day, and this is the rub, guys, is we are all servants. Nobody is really a master. There are a lot of rights we seem to think that we have that are not our right by any stretch of the imagination. The way that we pillage this planet, we have no right to. The way that we litter the universe out of our own curiosity or our need to go and find another planet to pillage, these are not things we actually have rights to. But we've taken as ours to have the right to. And it's taken us down, it's taken humanity down that same destructive path over and over and over again. This notion that there's, any difference between you and me. These are the fundamental, flawed ideas that we need to lose individually in order to be able to come together and really create a way of life that is sustainable for humanity and the rest of the planet. I want us to all remember that we're part of something greater than ourselves, and I want to facilitate our way back to that and out of this consumer capitalist, supposedly meritocratic employment model economy, and back to civilization that is there to support human life, not institutions and systems that are taking us over and making us servants to them. And if we can refocus, we built the global economic community on the American nightmare. Okay, the American dream of freedom, liberty for all became for me. And when you've got everybody thinking that they can be master, or everybody wanting to have their rights, we really seem to think we have the right to a lot of things we don't have the right to at all. 100% do not have the right to do this. We do it because it suits us, not because it's good, even for us. You see, the thing that people miss about the story of the Garden of Eden is that we didn't eat from the tree of knowledge. We ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. It's when we started judging things as good or bad and deciding that we could fix them, rather than looking at things as they are and saying, how do I work with this? That's what that's an analogy for. Civilization. Us deciding that we could. And what we made is better than the gifts we've been given as part of this universe. The consequences are showing. We can't survive without our creation. Well, we can. Some of us can. That's where you want to flip to the other end of the Bible and look at Revelations. They talk about a small group of people that are going to be saved, really, and everybody else who's stuck in the cities, living the life of worshiping mammon, our physical existence as opposed to our connection to everything. And it is hard to face the fact that we're just a very selfish species. And we have to get over ourselves, or the universe is going to make us suffer the consequences. And it's done this several times in the past. We see civilizations rise, and then they disappear into nothingness. And then there's no history for a little while that we can find. And then, it all happens again. There's no doubt in my mind that the way that we live, all of this, it's going to go very possibly sometime in my lifetime, which I wasn't really expecting. I was pretty sure my son was going to see it happen. And I have absolutely no doubt if I end up with grandchildren that the way that they live is not going to be this. So we have to make some choices. We can either continue to put our hands over our ears and go, la, 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 I can't hear you, and allow ourselves to continue being ticks on a beast that is destroying things. Or we can jump off the beast and regroup and figure out a way to survive on something less destructive. Faith is a fact. We have a species that has put their faith in a system that is designed to do nothing but manipulate and exploit them. We took our faith out of the greater good, and that's where we put it. Faith is a fact. Where you put it is free will. I'm asking you all to stop and think and start exercising some free will and finding ways to direct this system or end it and build something new. And with that, if you find any value in any of it, feel free to check out my YouTube channel and check out my Instagram. My handle is bystresscookie, BYSTRESSCOOKIE. I might have said that a little fast. You'll see it on a lot of my work. Feel free to contact me at bystresscookie@gmail.com. I am all about communicating and reconnecting. We shouldn't be servants of the system. Or rather, there should be no masters. We should all be servants. We have created a world where we all want to be masters and nobody wants to be a servant, and it really should be the other way. We've got things backwards. And it doesn't mean that we can't get things straight. I want to facilitate that. That's my hope. Thank you very much for listening.